You wake up as your crush. What's the first thing you do? Promptly freak the favk out because I don't know how her life works and I'm probably gonna mess up everything. Oh, and look at myself naked in the mirror at some point out of curiosity. Text my phone number and go, hey yo, anything weird going on for you right now? Then one of 4 scenarios occur. I text back and then I have a question about consciousness to ask myself. She texts back and then we have a mystery to solve Scooby-Doo style. Noon texts back meaning my body is either missing or just passed out while I'm not in it, or someone else texts back. I'd say of all those options my next move is probably to flash myself in the mirror and then try to solve what's going on. Panic, probably do nothing but stay at their house all day I guess. Maybe go to my home to see if I'm around and see if we traded places or something. I'd probably call into their job to say I'm not coming in. Well, first ask if they're on shift. I wouldn't do anything drastic since it's not my body or life. Probably wouldn't try to look or anything either since just seems wrong, ya know. I know it sounds lame, but that's probably what I'd do. Anything to make sure their life isn't messed up in the process. Oh, call in sick to work. I love this guy. I genuinely care about him and want him to succeed in life. But having me do his job for one day, a job I am in no way qualified for, could get him fired. I'd spend the rest of the day trying to undo the thing. Later in the day, I'd get flowers for his girlfriend so he'd both strengthen their relationship and hopefully get laid. Since I can't date this guy, I want his life to be nothing short of awesome. Also, you'd get to favk his girlfriend as him, getting to see and feel all what he's got going on while also getting to see what his girlfriend is working with. So, you know, there are self-serving perks to your game plan. Send myself nudes. Just hope your crush isn't in your body deleting them as they arrive. Best day ever. Traded places with my movie star crush. Took lots of pics of her naked and even made a special video of her having fun. Worst day ever. Got home to find a note in my handwriting says you're an asshole and then noticed all the pics and videos had been deleted and she has sent pics to everyone in my phone book and now I'm fired. Am I her and she's me in this situation? If that's the case, I would call her and be like, hey, looks like we swapped bodies somehow. I'm so sorry you're me now. We're going to find a way out of this, but here's what you need to know for now about dealing with that broken and disabled body of mine. She would go from being a healthy woman who is incredibly active basically every day to being a disabled woman with a lot of pain and problems, a work-from-home job, no car, and a very sedentary life. I would definitely be the only one possibly happy about my new body, but for her it would be very traumatic. So I would just do whatever I could to help her until we found a way back. Probably wouldn't know who or where the fav guy was for a minute and freak out. I've never seen the inside of his bedroom or his apartment, so it would be wholly unfamiliar. If I thought to look down at my hands, body, I'd know who I was, but I'd still probably freak out. First thing after I knew who I was would probably be to take a little peek downstairs. Panic. She's a nurse and I know nothing about healthcare. Also, I'm assuming since I am her, she will be me, and she knows nothing about electrical work. We will probably both collectively freak out seeing our own selves on the opposite side of the bed. Maybe I'll see what she sees in me through her eyes and vice versa. Or maybe I'll be like, oh God, what does she see in me? Also, I'll be fully fluent in Spanish, so I will likely go to the tienda immediately and be confident at the checkout talking to the cashier. I would go find myself immediately. But at the same time make sure I am not suffering from psychosis or anything. Probably be super high stress given the situation, and start acting accordingly, paranoia, quick to violence. Basically, I have to secure my safety whatever that means in this situation, and look at ways of transferring my old life into my new life. I am basically going to have to kidnap my child or play some other higher stakes game to force my other self to participate in my plans. I have everything to gain and nothing to lose. I already lost it when I woke up in another body. Fi, this whole post is great vibes. Learn to be a good person and not fantasize about hypothetical situations where the object of interest is in a place vulnerability and unable to give consent. Most people here are saying, oh, get naked, masturbate, favk myself, send myself nudes, and they're all idiots. I have a plan, a master plan. Step 1. Confirm my original body is unconscious and determine what happened to my crush's consciousness. In my hypothetical situation, my crush's consciousness is dormant inside of her body, the body I have now taken over, and my original body is also dormant. Step 2. Create videos professing her love to me. If I'm feeling extra risky, I'll send nudes as well for non-horny reasons. Step 3. Assuming this body swap only lasts a day, I'll wait until 1159 p.m., then hit myself on the head with something to knock me out right as the clock strikes 1200 a.m. Step 4. Visit my now conscious crush in the hospital due to the blow to the head. Gaslight her into thinking she sent the videos and nudes and that she's the one who had a crush on me. If she says she doesn't remember doing any of it, well, she was hit on the head. I tell her she must have gotten a concussion of some sort that hindered her memory. Step 5. Walk out of the hospital with my new girlfriend. It's foolproof. Honestly, check my search history, conversations, etc. for evidence of reciprocal feelings, assuming biometric login, then favk myself in front of the mirror. Then I would go home as fast as possible to find out what happened to my actual body. Actually, no, I would definitely do that first, then the rest maybe. Weirdly, I don't think I'd send nudes to myself. That crosses some line for me. Maybe it's because it's me acting as them to change the world in a way that's relevant to them, rather than me just using their body to gather information and momentary pleasure. Does your crush remember anything about their previous life? If so, I immediately being writing down all the awful things I can remember about the previous me, so that if the previous me tries to pull me, I'll be immune. Not against the previous me. But I'm a new person now and must do everything I can to protect the new me from people I know have crushes on new me. Strip, masturbate, and then memorize the scars, moles, stretch marks. Conduct a very thorough physical examination. Contact the owner and give them consent to do the same to mine, and instruct them not to date anyone. Tell them my allergies and limited vertebral mobility. Don't do anything illegal. Eat clean and go for a massage with back cracking. Go public and try interact with strangers. Try to dance and do pull-ups. I would do a lot of sit-ups. I can't do that with my body XD. Drink avocado shake. Scare the out of my female friends. Step 1. Work out where I am, easy enough as I also know her landlady. 2. Try to remember if I have any phone battery remaining. Realize it doesn't matter as I often don't get signal. 3. Message phone anyway, and via Facebook to work out if she is now me. 4. Message her work to say she's ill. Hope it'll buy time, but her boss is really good and is likely to call anyway to see if there's something she needs. 5. Once she gets back to me, assuming she is me, arrange what boundaries we have for each other in this situation. Also, what she wants to do about the festival committee meetings she's got, as organizing a stage takes a lot of work while doing the labor involves ambling up during build. 6. Now I can relax and have fun touchy-feely time. And a shower. Or both at once. Funny how everyone just want to masturbate or have. I would go find a hypnotist, pay them a bunch of money from her account to make them make me fall deep in love with my true self and forget everything that happened that day. Put that seed of thought deep in my brain so it can stay there when I'm back in my body. Then, I'll go empty all bank accounts up and transfer them to myself. Marry my former self very publicly and announce my loyalty and lifelong commitment to my former self. Then I would find a way to switch back. All of this assuming I even like myself. In her body, I will be her, more or less accepting her life as mine, so then I would dump my ass and find a nice handsome boyfriend for myself. Tell my wife she's working from home today and then make an excuse to my team lead why I can't join the daily stand-up team meeting. We can both do our work remotely, at least enough to make it last a day. I'm remote full-time. She does need to go in at times. Get the important stuff squared away, and then definitely aim for fooling around later while we're swapped. Look across the bed to my crush in absolute abject confusion. Then I'd play with my boobs cause I like her boobs, for a bit. Kind of exactly how Peter did it when he got body switched with Lois in the early years of Family Guy. Then I'd wonder about a solution to the problem cause I don't want to work her job or have her find out how piss easy my job actually is, not because I keep it from her. More so cause nobody realizes how easy my job is until they experience it. She'd never want to leave my body. If I had a crush and this happened, I'd call myself and be like, so, are you in my body? And then have us both hope we can switch back eventually. I may not like myself, but I know myself and don't want to relearn everything about someone else's social life and how their body works. My life isn't bad no matter how much I complain about it when I have episodes of depression. I'd like to keep it over someone else's, thank you. Date me. I know exactly what I like. I know I'll treat new me right, and I literally know all of my secrets already. I'll have to get over the severe imposter syndrome, learn to replace this person's life, and pretend like I don't know everything my friends ever told me. I also have to completely restart my hobbies from scratch. The more I think about this, the more severely depressing it becomes. You basically ed your crush, stole their body and life, and now have to pretend like you don't know anything about yourself and everyone you knew, and have to somehow know everything your crush knew. Or, if they take my body in return, I would do the same as the former. But I would have the date me part become insanely awkward, as I will realize me isn't me but them instead. So we would then have one of three options. Option A, teach each other how to live our lives and become the two closest human beings in existence, regardless of how secretly horribly they are or whatever. Option B, destroy our current lives, cutting all ties and moving away to a new town, city, village, country, state, province, whatever, and become a dual missing persons case for as long as possible, restarting our new lives from scratch. Option C, pretend we both have the most intense sense of amnesia ever to each other's families and be carted off to a mental hospital for life. Option D, ourselves if all else fails. Date me, immediately become severely depressed from the most acute imposter syndrome, have to hide this scientific marvel from everyone so I don't get kidnapped, and somehow live their life for them as they are now dead unless they are me now lol. In that case we either learn each other's lives or make new ones. Leave subtle hints about myself throughout their belongings and personal space about how attractive, intriguing, and potentially boyfriend material I am. You know, things like writing a journal entry if they have one, for example. Little cute but respectful things to get their attention in the future. Then once I'm done, start furiously masturbating, plugging all the holes to satisfy my curiosity, but like in a cute and respectful way, of course. I would first do stuff like shower and put on fresh clothes. After that, I'd try and call my own phone number, and if it for some reason doesn't go through, I'm calling my parents and or brother to try and get through to me. Knowing my actual body, I'd still be asleep, so no need rushing. Since I'd be in her body, it would make sense to assume someone is in my body too, whether that'd be her or someone else. If it is her, I'd suggest meeting up so we can figure out exactly what the favk is happening. If it is someone else, I'd tell them to call their own body and in turn tell that person to call theirs. Then I would also propose making a group chat for all who've swapped bodies, whether that'd be Telegram, Discord, SMS, or something else. Watch my messages to see what she really think of me, thanks to his gay friend, who is her confidant and also my friend. We're in the same friend group, when have slept in the same bed and cuddled together to times. And we both say together that it was amazing, but I'm not sure she loved me, and neither do I am sure I love her or if we're just close and intimate friend. Damn it, she usually has to do this. Wake up, start breakfast, feed the baby, then wake up whoever the favk is in my body. Hopefully it's her, because we're going to have to figure out how the hell I can do her job because she's a frickin' genius professional person. And while I'm no scrub, I'm going to have a tough time pretending. Luckily, while she inhabits my body, she'll be able to stay home and try to be my guide. She'll remote into her work and probably listen and guide me through an earbud. Very 90s detective show. My projects can get held up, and the kid might get bored, but we might be able to handle it. Probably not very happy. I would never trade myself for another, even if I'm a garbage person. As much as I hate myself, I'm also invested in this story. Swapping positions, it's possible that I would consider suicide, which is something I would have never considered in my normal body. My old self would be inside the body of someone else, meaning brain chemistry, feelings, biological predispositions with the software of my previous body. It would be incompatible in every way. I wouldn't be happy even if it was my crush's body. So the first thing I would do is find myself or delude myself into living the life of someone else or suicide. I'd probably start to masturbate, but then I'd wonder if they were also in my body a la Freaky Friday, or if they were still inhabiting their body, fully aware of what was happening but unable to take control away from me for some reason. So, I would apologize sincerely to the mirror about everything. Say that I will do my best not to mess up their life or relationships while I try to figure out what had happened and how I could reverse the effects. Then I would masturbate. If one thing has been made clear by these types of Reddit threads, it's that they would do exactly the same thing. Besides, given what I will have to do to keep their life on track, that will have been the least of my sins. Seeing who they're talking to, if anyone, if anything was said about me to anyone. Do I have a chance? Is he actually hella nasty, or not who I thought he was? Seeing if I have a good relationship with moms and pops, what does he have hidden away in his home? Look to see how big my is soft, look how big my is hard. Realize I have a and go rub one out. More comedic than hornily. Spend way too long trying to figure out where and how to do it without making a mess. What do I do with this stuff when it shoots out? Oh my god, if I was me, the girl, I'd sure know, but oh my god, I'm him so I can't write. Well, maybe I'll see if he has a favk buddy I can go dip this in. Am I gonna come right away? Should I rub one out first? Good lord, this is too much to have to plan for. Where's a sock? I've heard that to men later. Okay, now I get why they chase so much. I would talk to myself and make conversation. I know that sounds trivial, but I've been trying to make conversation with her several months now and it's never gone anywhere. I've tried to just be friendly and she seems like she wants nothing to do with me. When I look at her, I see all of her best qualities. She's not just beautiful on the outside, but she's a beautiful woman on the inside too. Try to find out if we've swapped bodies. By the way, this is casting my mind back almost 40 years. Hang on, just realized there's a lot more to this than I thought because of who we both were and what we were doing at the time. Go into uni, where we were studying psychology. Describe what has happened, try to get the other me or whoever that is to come with me and get us investigated with stuff like MRI scans, EEGs, and so forth to work out how the heck this has happened. In fact, we might be set up for life financially because of the research we could both participate in. Contact original self to see if she's in my body or if my body is just in a coma and be terrified of what happened to her. Or even worse, if I'm still me but a copy of me is now in her and both of myself freak the absolute favk out and oh my god, what happened to her? If I revert after sleeping, the next time would copy me merge into the original me, or just disappear. Is this Wonder Woman 2 rules, or Soma, Invincible, the Prestige rules, or is this Naruto rules? Chances are high in this situation that either my crush and I will work together and resolve the situation magically like the movies, or we'll just have to get used to being in each other's bodies forever, or she's just gone and I'm now stuck as her. I wonder if she'd get my ADHD. Would I have her memories? If I have her memories and her body, would who I am just disappear and I'd become like a copy of her? I hate all of this. I'm in Tokyo Ghoul. It's Arima Yuyu. I get up and get ready. Head straight to find Kaneki and take him to a lawyer's office and tell him I'm adopting you right now and you don't have a choice. Then change country, get a job as a gardener, get Kaneki admitted to a collage or if he wants to ditch collage, and be a baker instead, then open a shop for him and with my son have a pleasant life and make sure my baby boy is happy and lives a happy decent content life whether I die fast cause of my illness or not. Also the biggest dream of an otaku so I can happily die now. Also, I'm gonna pat my own head and give myself a lots of hug and get much naps as Arima cause he needs it. I wanna feel warm as Arima, cause I know I won't be in the same world as him to do it for him. So if I switch as him, I'll take self-care and relive as a normal human being and enjoy everything that Arima deserved. I don't have a crush, but when I did, it was a girl. We're assuming I've already passed the holy favk. I am now in the body of my crush stage. I'm a guy, probably play with my boobs a little. Not to excite myself or anything, but because I never had boobs, I don't know how they feel. Just generally sort of fondle myself a little. New body, gotta size up the situation. Work out like a mother favker. Stretch properly. Drink a lot of water. Clean their room. Cook something nice for later. Get a whiteboard to write a plan dissecting all the things that are overwhelming her in a clear, and simple plan that's easy to digest over a reasonable amount of time so she doesn't lose sleep over decision paralysis. Masturbation in front of a mirror, regardless of who my crush happens to be, or Freaky Friday, duplication, death of my original body I've only ever been, gotten off as me, and that is gonna be a priority one experience. I'll at least get to start my day with that positive experience regardless of how downhill everything goes from there. If it's a Freaky Friday situation and my current crush is or isn't my spouse, there's gonna be some explaining to do regardless. Reconnaissance. I will need my body back at some point, and I should probably locate it and alert the necessary people of the situation sooner rather than later. I am, of course, also trying to find any trace of myself in this dude's life, purely for science. I'm obviously going to play with it, not because it belongs to my crush so much as because I'm straight, and there's going to be a lot of new features in there. And by it, I mean the whole body, not just, it. Also, he's going to come back to a very hydrated meat suit. I'm taking full advantage of unrestricted pissing. Formulate a plan to unswitch. If we've simply swapped bodies, it's totally going to be a love story because we have to work together, and if the rest of me is elsewhere, I'm thinking more of a thriller. I changed the rules a little bit from what if I could control my crush's body for a day to what if I lived a day as my crush, but the real me wouldn't know about it. So my crush wouldn't gaining my full consciousness, but only a part of my logic. So, here it goes. I would call my first boyfriend and apologize for cheating on him with multiple dudes at the same time and tell him that he was right about me all along. But I would be sad because he wouldn't let me be his girlfriend again because I had lied about him so many times before that he doesn't trust me anymore. Then, I would cut contact with all my current friends because we only tell lies and bully others. Although I would be sad again because I would realize that I don't have any friends because I had lost all my real friends who were actually important to me years ago, I would still be a bit happy because I have finally regained the personality I had in freshman year. After that, I would have cringe attacks multiple times that day because I would be constantly reminded of the things I had done in high school just because of popularity. I would also apologize to my parent for being such a bitch in the past few years. In the evening, I would go to sleep, and the next morning I would wake up as Op again, who is actually my first boyfriend who doesn't know that part of his consciousness got cloned into his ex-girlfriend's body for a day. I wake up as my boyfriend. I'm headed to the bathroom to see why on God's green earth it takes him so goddamn long to poop. Then, I'm headed to the salon to get some hair care and skin care treatments and a massage. He won't do it on his own, but I'm gonna force his body into relaxation mode. Maybe I'll get a little trim. He always likes how his hair looks after a cut but takes way too long to get them. Gonna drink a ton of water, make sure he's hydrated, and eat some good healthy food. Then, I'm taking a long bath and hopping into bed early. I'm forcibly self-caring him. Freak out because their life is a trillion times more complicated than mine, and I am not cut out to spend multiple hours entertaining millions of people. No, I do not have a crush on a e-girl or celebrity. It's a complicated, but try not to fuck up her life, so basically do nothing. Thank God she is on hiatus right now, so I don't have to make up any BS reason why I can't stream from there. Try to figure out if she ended up in my body, and if yes, freak out even more because my crush is now stuck in the ugliest MF to ever exist, so try to contact her by calling my number, and then try to figure out a way for us to not nuke our lives and possibly switch back.